They don't have a brain, they don't have blood, they got their eyes on their arms, and when they eat, they do it how? They turn their stomach inside out to eat you alive. You thought you knew about starfish? Yeah, me too. We need to talk. If you're new to this channel, my name's Irma, and it's all about ocean life on this channel. Yes, my voice is real. No, robot. And my hopes that you're gonna press subscribe right now are just as real. What? I'm waiting for you to hit subscribe. Today we're discussing 26 facts I recently found about starfish that totally changed how I see these things. And by fact number 11, you're gonna understand why fishermen used to have nightmares about them. Let me set the scene for you. It's 444 million years ago. Dinosaurs are not with us yet. And we're not either. The land is quite empty. But the ocean, starfish are already there. The oldest multi-legged starfish in the fossil record is 444 million years old. So I read on allocation. Which means starfish are more than 200 million years older than the oldest dinosaur. When T-Rex was stomping around all terrifying, starfish were already ancient elders of the sea. And yet, dinosaurs are now gone, while these old starfish are still with us. How did they do it? How did they defy time? They've survived 5 mass extinctions. Whatever nature threw at them, they adapted and survived. There are now approximately 1,840 known species of starfish worldwide, from tide pools to the deepest ocean trenches. So when you see a starfish on the beach, you're standing face to face with a survivor, a living fossil, and if you ask me, an evolutionary masterpiece that kept getting better for nearly 500 million years. Pretty humbling. But I started with the good parts. I have yet to reveal the darkest parts too. So let's also talk about the things that make these creatures a little more bizarre. First up, their eyes. They wear them on their arms. At the tip of each arm, there are dark spots that can detect different shades of light. They can't see details like we can, but they navigate. They hunt for food and hide from predators just fine. And it's only the beginning of a full series of anatomical anomalies. No brain, no blood, no central nervous system. At this point, my only question remains, what is normal about these inhuman beings? Instead of blood, they pump seawater through their vascular system, a system of water-filled canals that power hundreds of tiny tube feet on their underside. Each one works like a tiny hydraulic leg. I'm not done yet. The series of starfish abnormalities is crowned by how they breathe. Nose? That's for rookies. Gills? That's too basic. No, starfish have made it their personal mission to stand out from the market. So, they breathe through their skin. Tiny projections called papillae allow oxygen to diffuse in and waste to diffuse out. So if you want to look at them like they're aliens that just happen to live in our oceans, I'm not judging. Honestly, that might be the least disturbing thing we know about them. Wait until I tell you how they eat. If you didn't know yet, clams are often buried in sand with their shells locked tight for their safety. But then, starfish find them. They crawl on top of them, grip that shell with hundreds of tiny tube feet and start pulling. And let me tell you, clams are strong. Their muscles can hold their shell closed with incredible force. But starfish have an edge. They've got patience. Slowly and steadily, using the combined pulling action of many tube feet, starfish manage to create a gap, less than 1 millimeter. But that's all they need. And then they do this thing. They turn their stomach inside out through their mouth, which really turns my stomach too. And then they slide the clam through that tiny gap and begin digesting it. Alive! Gah! The digestive enzymes break the clam down externally. Then the partially digested soup gets swept back into the starfish body. And this is not quick. This can take hours. And clams are not even their only snack. Cushion sea stars do this to coral, living coral colonies. They drape themselves over beautiful reef-building corals, extrude their stomachs, secrete digestive enzymes, and absorb the coral polyps. In Hawaii, researchers found that cushion sea stars even have preferences. They overwhelmingly choose Poecilopora corals and avoid parietes. They're picky about which corals they dissolve. The audacity! Now let me tell you about those fishermen. Back in the days, fishermen hated starfish. They'd eat the oysters, destroy the mussel beds, ruin entire harvests. So they came up with a plan. They'd catch the starfish, cut them in half, and throw the pieces back into the sea. Don't ask why, but they genuinely thought it was a good idea to handle things this way. Problem solved, right? Oh, they were so wrong. Because here's what the fishermen didn't know. Starfish can regenerate. What do you mean, they can grow back an arm, other body parts? No. I mean, they can grow an entire new starfish from a single detached limb, as long as there's one cell from their central body segment. Some species, like tropical Lynchia starfish, actually reproduce like this. They purposely shed arms, and then each arm grows into a complete starfish. They are called comet forms. So what happened when the fishermen cut starfish in half? They didn't reduce the population, they doubled it. Sort of a Hydra of the ocean. Cut off one head, two more grow back, except its arms. This incredible regenerative power comes from something called catch connective tissue. It's a special tissue that can change its elasticity and strength under the nervous system control. They can soften their arms to shed them, or loosen up their whole body to flip themselves over. Now here's the part that I don't like. Beyond their fascinating features, starfish are also capable of ecological devastation. In Housetown, British Columbia, these creatures were subjected to a terrifying thing. The sunflower sea star population collapsed by nearly 90% within just a few weeks due to disease. And without these keystone predators keeping sea urchins in check, the urchin population exploded and it increased fourfold. They devoured the kelp forests and entire underwater ecosystems, turning into what scientists call urchin barrens. One predator disappears and the whole system collapses. But it works the other way too. The crown of thorns starfish has been a leading cause of coral mortality on the Great Barrier Reef before the major bleaching events even started. In one bay alone, Kyle Bay, researchers estimated the total biomass of just one starfish species, Asterias rubens, at around 32,000 tons. And these schmucks consume approximately 120,000 tons of food organisms every single year, eating more than 3 times their weight in prey. But then, nature is a master of balancing out dark and light. So let me tell you another thing about starfish that's actually kind of beautiful. When it's time to spawn, starfish stand on their tiptoes to release their eggs and sperm up into the water column. This might be a reproductive process, but to an extent, it's adorable. Did you know that a single female starfish can release up to 65 million eggs in just one spawning session? 65 million? Such tiny creatures, yet they pack so many surprises, right? Don't panic though. Most of those eggs will never make it. The ones that do, develop through beautiful alien-looking larval stages that look nothing like the radial adults they'll become. The larva, which is bilaterally symmetrical, eventually settles on the seafloor and then undergoes metamorphosis, changing into the 5-armed adult starfish we all know. And some species are even better with their babies. Species like Leptasterias rock at parenting. They keep their eggs in a protective brood pouch formed by their arms. The babies grow safely until they're ready to crawl away as miniature starfish. It's actually really sweet, until you remember what they're going to grow up to do with those stomachs. Before we wrap up, I want to finish this with some of my favorite weird starfish facts. I read a lot and found out more than I wanted to know about certain species, so why keep to myself? We've already covered the horror, now let's celebrate the bizarre. Most starfish have 5 arms, right? Well, some species say 5 isn't enough, and go for 40, or even 50. The sun star looks like a flower exploded. On the other hand, there's the cushion starfish that looks like someone inflated it into a fat balloon. Ultra short arms, plump body, and almost welcoming until you remember the amount of coral it eats. Breathing at starfish have been found at depths of 5,000 to 6,000 meters in the abyssal zone, where the pressure could crush up humans instantly. Another cool fact that gave me chills is that we have no idea for how long starfish can actually live. Hobbyists who keep starfish in aquariums report they live about 8 years. But scientists have no idea how long wild starfish actually live or how old an old starfish can get. They could be 10 years old or 50 or 100 and we wouldn't know. And here's my favorite. Tiny baby starfish can stay for months in what researchers call a waiting stage. They just hang out, not growing, not developing, waiting for the perfect moment when an ecological niche opens up. I can almost imagine them thinking, I'll grow up when I'm ready, Mom. You know what strikes me most about starfish? They've been here for millions of years and survived everything. Mass extinctions, climate shifts, ice ages, meteor strikes. I mean, how many creatures can brag about such resilience? And they've also become essential. Yes, in outbreaks they can be devastating, but in balance, They shape ecosystems. They control prey populations, recycle nutrients, and partly engineer the ocean world. So, despite their utterly disgusting table manners, I'm kind of a big fan of theirs. If you made it this far, thank you. Seriously, this took me days to research, and I'm happy I could share it all with you. Please don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed, and if you want me to dig into more ocean mysteries and weird creatures, subscribe and ring that notification bell. It's been Irma, and I'll see you in the next video.